Hey guys, and welcome back to another season of Discovery gold making video. In this one, I'm going to be showing you one of the best farms to do at the moment. Now, if you want to do this at the full potential, you want to do this on a class with some AoE because the mobs are in high density and perfect for AoEing. So you want to head over to Badlands at these locations. The bottom location has the most amount of mobs and these respawn very quickly. The items that we're going to be farming for is solid stone mainly. They have a 24% drop chance and elemental earth. On top of that, you'll have a chance at getting some really good BOEs like the Staff of Jordan. And then also you're going to get a bunch of raw gold from these venerables. So if you're playing this on a mage, which is probably the most efficient way to do this farm, you want to go into Frost and you want to go into the Shatter build. So you're going to be using Cone of Cold and be doing a bunch of damage kiting these mobs. So this is the build, and then also for the runes, if you are playing on a mage, you want to have Living Bomb, Living Flame, and Regeneration. They're like the main three runes that you're going to want to be able to do this properly and efficiently. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to be gathering up all of the rock elementals. As you can see, there is a bunch of these, and they are on a quest spawn. The meaning that they're going to respawn very quickly, and as you can see, there is a bunch of them spread out. So if you're doing this on a mage, which you can do this on any class, you could come here and just single target these mobs and it will still be a very efficient gold farm. But if you're doing it on a mage, this is basically what you want to do. You want to stack up all of the mobs and you want to Nova them, and then you want to Cone of Cold them to slow them and basically just kite them around on top of your Living Flame. So just how I'm doing now. This way you won't take too much damage and you'll also be able to farm big amounts of these mobs. They only use melee, so it is absolutely perfect for Cone of Cold kiting and farming them with AoE. Doing this efficiently with a mage, I was getting over 100 gold per hour doing this farm. You're going to make around, if you're doing this on a mage, because that's the most efficient way, you're going to be making up to like 20 gold in raw gold per hour and around like 60 to 80 gold from the solid stone and the elemental earth. So it's really good, and that's without BOEs. Obviously you have a chance of getting the BOEs. If you get the Staff of Jordan for an example, it's currently going for like 400 gold on my realm, which is absolutely crazy. But the main thing that you want to be relying on is the steady gold from the venerables and obviously the solid stone and the elemental earth. And these sell very quickly. They're in very high demand. So this is the best way to farm it, but like I said, you can come here on any class. You could single target these guys, they'll still be very efficient. Just this is a great way to do it, and probably the most efficient way is doing it on a mage and AoE farming them, just because there's such high density of these mobs that you can do some really big AoE pulls that work out really well, and you can get a bunch of kills per hour. Now the cool thing about the solid stone is sometimes you can actually get 2 from one mob. So it adds up very quickly. When I first started doing this, I was selling them for around 1 gold each. They've been fluctuating in between like 50 silver and all the way up to 1 gold each at the moment for these. However, as we go into phase 2, obviously the price will go down a bit, but these will still have a really good price all the way throughout phase 2 of Season of Discovery, and this will be a very good farm to do. So I highly recommend coming here and giving it a go, trying your luck at the BOEs and obviously the nice steady gold that comes from doing this farm. One more thing that I should mention, when you're actually pulling the mobs, I'd recommend having a mount, because what you can do is you can use Ice Barrier and you can pretty much just run around on your mount, gather up as much as possible, and then you can have a nice big clump of the mobs where you can AoE them. If you have a lot of mobs, what you can do also is you can ice block just to get them to gather up and stack right on top of you, and then you can start doing your AoE farming on them. So overall, this is a really good farm to do. However, if you are on a PvP server, there may be some of the opposite faction here. It is a contested zone, so there might be some PvP that you have to do. But you should be right doing this. If there is a lot of competition, just come back when there isn't too much competition, and it'll be a really good farm to do. The BOEs are obviously pretty rare. Obviously, like the Staff of Jordan is very rare, so don't rely on getting the BOEs. The steady gold is going to be more than enough. I reckon even if the price drop on this, you're going to be getting way over 50 gold per hour. At the moment, like I said, I did this on day 2 and I was getting over 100 gold per hour, and the items that I got sold very, very quickly. But also, even if the items do end up taking a bit of a while to sell, you're obviously going to make a bunch just from the venerables, which sell extremely well, which you just sell straight to the vendor. So no matter what, you're going to be getting around 20 gold per hour just from venerables and raw gold. So that is one of the best things about this farm, is that you can get a bunch of raw gold. So if you don't even want to mess with the auction house, you can just go ahead and vendor the venerables. But obviously throw up your solid stone and your elemental earth up on the auction house, because you'll get obviously a lot more gold for doing that. However guys, that was it for this video. If you enjoyed, hit the thumbs up button, and if you'd like to learn all the best ways to make gold in Season of Discovery Phase 2, you can check out my Season of Discovery gold making guide, which will be the first link down below in the description box. When you get this, you also get access to a private Discord where we help each other out with gold making, flipping, and just making gold in Season of Discovery in general.